Rant and Rave, here we go. Let's talk about what everybody's talking about, Tucker, the Astros scandal. Should they be stripped of their World Series title from 2017?
I'll say no, and the reason is because it doesn't matter. They still won the championship, and they'll go to their grave thinking they were the champions. What should happen is some sort of financial penalty or something. You can't just let them get nothing. I mean, nothing, right? Has anything changed?
Makes you wonder. I mean, they got fined $5 million, which is nothing in baseball terms. You know, the Braves actually got penalized more for their scandal 3 years ago when they signed international prospects. They had to give up those players who were involved in the scandal, and the total value of the contracts they gave to those players was $16.48 million. So you could say that was kind of a fine for the Braves, which means the Braves were fined 3 times the amount the Astros were, and the Astros cheated on the field and in the playoffs. Yeah. And yet they were only penalized with 4 draft picks. So you know what? Considering the fact they really couldn't suspend the players because of the labor laws, take away the World Series title. You're right, it won't change anything, but it will say vacated on 2017 on that Wikipedia page. Maybe that's what they need to have happen. I don't know. All right, let's talk Braves now. There is baseball going on down in Northport. I'll be down there next week. One of the questions being asked is who will win the third base job. I think the plan right now, Tuck, is for Johan Camargo to have the first crack at the job and allow Austin Riley to go down to AAA to begin the year. But you know what? If Austin Riley has a good spring and Camargo doesn't, that could change quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if Camargo does start it out as the third baseman. But man, I'd love that power of Austin Riley in that lineup.
Yeah, that's my thoughts exactly. You got Camargo the vet, who's proven he can play it anywhere. And Riley's proven he can have spark too, and obviously that's the plan for the future. But if he's lighting it up like he did a little bit last year, then yeah, put him there.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see what happens out of that competition. College basketball really, would you take Anthony Edwards from Georgia, the top pick in the draft? A lot of my friends who watch Georgia basketball even closer than I do, Tuck, say this kid needs more time. But you know, it's all about projection in the NBA, and this draft is not very good. Hawks aren't going to need a big man like James Wiseman because of Clint Capella, who will be back hopefully in 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
So, you know, I think Edwards is going to probably be the top pick, but he's probably not going to be a finished product for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, we talked about this last week, and people hate on him and say he's soft and this and that, but it's about the numbers, and he puts up very impressive numbers, and he is a young'un. He's got time to grow, and that's what it's about, as you mentioned, potential.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see what happens with that, of course, the draft, and also with Clint Capella, who they did announce will not be back for a couple more weeks. When he does get back, will he make a difference, Tuck? That's the question.
Absolutely. He's a very good player and a very big player, as you mentioned. That's what they need. Somebody bigger than me down there in the paint.
They need a lot of big down in the paint for sure. Hopefully they'll get 10 to 15 games to see what they've got with Capella before they get the offseason. It's got to help, though, because they are awfully thin there in the middle. That's Rant and Rave for this week.